All right, so we are live and we are here to discuss The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 8, the mid-season finale, Heart Still Beating. And what did you guys think?
I gave it a 10.
Yeah, basically.
I really did. That ending, actually, the whole ending.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it, actually. Like, the pacing, all the characters. Like, even I was okay with Negan because it wasn't a whole lot. So it was one of the best, like, mid-season finales I can think of.
Yeah, it ended on an upbeat note, which I think we really, really needed. So, yeah, like, I felt happy after watching it, which is something I haven't felt since, like, last year.
Yeah, since the next world.
Yeah.
I was shocked when they said all your favorites are going to be in it, and they were all in it for more than like a minute.
Right.
I was really excited.
Imagine that.
Right.
So, where do you want to start? Just start from the beginning of the episode.
Sure.
Sure. What happened?
I need to stay for a minute.
Maggie.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, God.
And the apple pie.
Gregory.
Yo, you guys, that apple pie looks so
dry.
I didn't see any filling.
Right. It looked like crumbles of. I don't even know.
It looked good. It looked good to me. It looked great.
It looked good.
It actually made me a little reminiscent to my Prego days. I picked up what she was throwing down as far as smelling things from far and near. I'm just really surprised that it hasn't gotten like really bad as far as her pregnancy cravings.
Do we know how far along she is?
A week more than she was in the season finale.
Got it. You're right. Pacing.
Oh, but you know what? I did like how what's his face put Gregory in his place about that apple.
Oh, that random guy.
Pregnant.
No, that was kind of random. Like, I didn't even know he was like there because they didn't show they didn't like pan out and show that was more than her. So him popping up,
which made it even better for me because. I mean, like, are you gonna eat it?
I did think he was gonna be a dick and throw it over the wall, though.
Oh,
get punched in the face.
I guess he doesn't want to waste food, so that's good on him.
Mm-hmm. It's the only thing.
Yeah.
And then
I'm glad that we.
Okay. Oh, no, go ahead, Vicky.
No, I was just gonna say that when he kind of talked about people liking Maggie and don't let it go to her head. I'm glad that she called him on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Don't let it bother you because he's about to lose his people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're making her pies. They're gone.
Once there's pies involved, it's done.
I mean. And then the fact that he would bring it up like that, like he should feel threatened. In a sense, yes, he is threatened, and he should feel threatened. He's doing a terrible job. I did notice he got her name right, though.
I bet he did, and Sasha.
Does he know Enid's there, or is she just hiding out?
She's in the closet.
She stays in the trailer.
Just in the closet, like Harry.
He probably thinks she's always there.
Right. He thinks she's somebody's kid.
Oh my goodness.
He's the worst.
You guys, I really did forget that Enid was there.
And she was cutting those tomatoes.
No, I really did. He did.
He doesn't make it.
What I liked about what Enid said was that she kind of, I guess, foreshadowed what would happen at the end. Like, you're not the only one. And that was the thing that, like, people didn't seem to understand, was that they were trying to do all of these things on their own, which weren't going to work out. So by the end, they finally figured out, hey, if we work together, maybe we can beat him.
Imagine that. Talking to each other works.
Yeah. So then after Maggie,
I'm happy that they allowed the other guard to say something, and they made references to other people saying she was a president. It just means when it's time for her to move up, it won't be any resistance. But I'm still concerned. How would they be able to control Gregory, because he's a weasel? So that's still a concern.
You could cage a weasel.
Stuff
Put them in the closet.
That too.
But Simon knows he's the guy, so you can't just change faces without it being, some kind of conversation or concern for the saviors. So how do you neutralize him? That is a concern.
I'm gonna say they may just use Jesus a little bit more, as they should, during
That's what I would do.
conversations with
But
Simon.
Jesus didn't kneel. Gregory is the face of the hilltop. So how do you transition?
Just say
anyone else
Gregory
into
got
him?
bit and ran
lock him
away
in the
when they
trailer.
come over. I don't think it's a big deal.
Deanie, you brought up a good point, but there was a moment during like the previews of the upcoming episodes when it returned back in February. There was a moment where we saw Simon in a vehicle, and then it quickly pans over to Rick in another vehicle. So I
saw that.
I thought that looked like a chase to me. Like Rick was chasing after his ass.
Like green.
So he just might figured out what was going on at the hilltop and was heading back to the sanctuary.
Yeah.
But then that's just me just jumping ahead.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm happy that they showed everyone, and I don't know. I still have mixed feelings about Spencer, but I realize that I am the minority in my assessment of his importance to the story. But I think this episode, if nothing else, this episode gave TV fans and comic fans, some of their desired plot points. We saw everyone come together, and they got to see the good scene. So mostly everybody would be happy about it. I did hear some comments about the pacing, but it was some other concerns about the length of it. But I really was happy that everyone came together and we could actually see. I really enjoyed the episode. I
think this was the only hour and a half that was appropriately an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
But if you want to talk about Spencer for a little bit, I would like to say the talking.
Yeah.
Talking yourself before leaving the front door in the mirror.
Yeah.
I knew pretty much his ass was grass.
I knew it too because of the comic, but this is what I will say about Spencer on the behalf of any that appreciated or thought Spencer had some value to the group.
So no one.
He did not.
No
one. He did not actually consent to hurting or harming Rick. He just wanted Negan to put him as lead of the group. So I appreciated that. I appreciated when Negan said, "Hey, you want me to kill him?" And he was like, "No," but then Negan overtalked him. So I don't think the way they are portraying this version of Spencer, he wasn't per se out to hurt Rick just to get on top. He was just saying, "Hey, I think I can do a better job. My mom has experience. I've seen, diplomacy firsthand." So for that, I appreciate it, even though he still had to die. In many people's eyes,
what were they gonna do with Rick then?
What is Rick gonna do? Right.
What did Spencer want
to lay down and take
Rick to die?
I'm sorry. What was the question?
What did Spencer want to happen What did Spencer want to happen
be
if Rick was going to die?
He just wanted to be in charge, and
But he also said last week that it would be better if Rick didn't make it back, even though he has 2 kids and the whole community relying on him. So he's a piece of shit, and he deserved to die.
Yes, some of that, but like I said, my point.
For a second, I thought he was gonna like play Negan. Like, it wasn't until like he started suggesting that, like, hey, why don't you kill Rick? That like I felt like, hey, he needs to die. I mean, like, I knew he was gonna die, but I didn't think he needed to until that moment, because I thought there was a possibility that he was just gonna like actually try to negotiate with Negan to try to get things better for the group. So,
I don't think he was smart enough to do that, though.
You don't think he was what?
That could have been it too.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again, Vicky?
No, I said I'm not. I mean, I could see why he could look that way, but I'm not even sure he was smart enough to pull something like that off.
Yeah, I don't think he could have done it, but I don't. Yeah. I think he was. I think he was just a stupid guy who thought that he knew better than everybody. But I don't think he was like trying to kill anybody. Well, I think he did want to kill Rick, but I don't know that he necessarily had to do that in order to negotiate with Negan. So, and like his moment with Rosita was like, she was like, yeah, you're sometimes nice. So I think like they're showing like he had potential to be a good person. I don't think he was completely a terrible person. So I don't hate him.
He was sheltered, I think, by his folks. I mean, I think they probably handled whatever problem he had growing up. I'm pretty sure his parents just took care of it for him. And
right, because she was into politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was rich and white and privileged, and it showed.
Yeah, very entitled.
Yes.
I'm sure they got to take care of him.
I totally forgot he was going to come back as a walker, though.
I didn't think he was, though he should have. I was like, he's not going to come back as a walker, and then he did. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, they do have continuity.
Sometimes.
You know, I did appreciate the fact that someone in the writing room realized that Negan shouts and talks a lot, because he mentioned it in his speech during outside when they're playing pool after the whole Spencer thing, and he was like, I don't like shouting, and I was like,
no, he said he lost his voice, and I think that was ad-lib, because he probably was really losing his voice.
Really?
But yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know that
so many lines.
Yeah, so I thought great. Thanks, writers. Thanks for bringing up the obvious. So
I never really noticed all the leaning back until I saw people on like Facebook and on Tumblr, and I watched the episode today. I went to sleep early last night, and I watched it today. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna hurt himself.
He literally never stands up straight.
Why are you at a constant 45-degree angle?
It looks painful.
You guys, honestly, I'm gonna be really, really honest with you. Shady M lost unhealthily. Too much weight.
Really
okay.
Skinny.
Yeah, he just
really skinny.
I don't know who told him to thin down, because it's a ZA. He's supposed to be living lavishly and healthy based on his room last episode. I mean, his room looked amazing. And the fact that they're taking all these food from the other communities, there should not be any reason why he looked so thin-ish. He should still be like bulked and muscly, but not too bulky. But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think that's just how he looks. Like, that's what he was on The Good Wife, and he came straight to Walking Dead from there. So I think he just didn't have time to bulk up even if he wanted to.
Oh, I forgot he was on The Good Wife and he had to wear suits. Yeah. Okay.
But how about him shaving?
They eat some sandwiches.
Yeah.
Gross.
Listen, when I saw that kitchen was a mess, I was like, you know what? Michonne would be so pissed when she gets home and she finds out how filthy he left that place.
When he said that, I was like, that's like anyone. You come to my house and you just trash it and then leave and laugh about it? No.
Yes.
You're automatically scum.
Yeah. Oh my god, I was so upset.
That made
But
me laugh because I didn't know what he was gonna say there. He's like, "Your kitchen's a goddamn mess." I cackled.
Kind of looked like that might have been ad-lib too.
Did you guys notice Rick's face when he turned to look at Carl when he found out that Carl went?
As soon as Negan's like, Carl came to see, I knew Rick would turn around and give him that exact same look he gave him, and it was funny.
He was also startled, I think, because he didn't have his bandage on.
Oh,
That's true.
He's like, hold up.
I don't know. I actually kind of like his eyes like that. I kind of like, I don't know. Or gross, or I don't know. I just feel like he should just put on some glasses and I don't know.
Glasses. Did he put the bandage back on when he went to Hilltop?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was a clean one, so we know who took care of that.
Well, there's nobody else to take care of it, so.
Oh.
Aw.
No, I'm gonna assume that Michonne, after she chastised them both and made them clean up the kitchen, and she helped clean his face up and wrapped a clean bandage on his face and like tell him don't go anywhere without at least telling somebody where you're going. And then they kumbaya. Oh yeah, I just like to fill in the blanks.
The other person who did bandage his eye is now dead.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Well, did Olivia really have to die though?
Right.
And can someone kill a rat already? And I don't appreciate her name too. A rat.
Her name is so dumb.
Just a rat. Come
Just
on,
give her a new name.
rat. Exactly. Like. But yeah, I don't think Olivia needed to die. I didn't like that. But
And then the fat joke after he kills her. I'm like, or after he.
Like the third one,
Yeah.
really. The first one was bad enough because that's the easy joke.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What did you say, Ashley?
We were talking about how he made the fat joke after she died, and like it was unnecessary because the first and second one were too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's overkill.
Yep.
Who
already
can
did
watch
something.
Judith now?
Gabriel.
Okay.
And probably 47 of those Alexandrians that are still there.
No, it's not 47. Maybe.
It's
I'm gonna assume that
It
they
was
were
like 4
it
to
was
7.
5 watching them play
4.
too,
You're right.
so it's no.
Hey, did you guys see how Aaron and Eric like completely shielded each other?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
cute.
I was like on and crying. I was like, oh.
But like, Eric
He
came
got
out of
beat up.
nowhere too.
Right.
Yeah, he did. I was like, oh, Eric, I forgot about you.
I was excited when Tara said she did it. I was like, okay, maybe they'll take Tara. But then when Eugene stepped up, I was like, okay, well, maybe they'll use the Oceanside connection. So that's why they took Eugene.
Somebody said to me that Eugene has been crying since the season premiere.
He has.
That's what it
He
looks
has.
like.
And I was like, oh my God, you're right.
Yes.
He's a thinker, not a fighter.
Oh my God,
He's
Char, I
definitely
just
not a
realized
fighter.
that. You're right.
Oh my God, that's funny.
And somebody was saying that he stepped up, but all he did, he covered his face when he said it was me.
Yeah.
He hasn't stepped up.
Yeah, but
He was crying.
He did step up. It's like
Oh my
he
God.
could
No.
let Rosita
That
take
doesn't-
that out.
But he's
I'm gonna
safe
cover my
regardless,
face.
wherever he goes.
Yeah.
How does that not count? He let them take him. If he was looking like Rick, you're not gonna do
Because he
nothing.
covered his face.
Oh,
and
not
he was
to. I
talking,
mean,
so
he
that's
had to
why it
go.
doesn't count. He's not brave at all just yet.
I
He
wouldn't
did
have
the
said
right
nothing.
thing though.
So good for him.
Well, he did the right thing though, but no.
I would have been like,
Still-
Rosita, that was on you.
Tara, wow, you guys want to take this? Okay.
I told you one time.
and
so-
how the hell could Rosita miss? Y'all, oh my God.
I don't get that.
Angry makes you stupid, right? So maybe she was super angry. Maybe.
No.
I'm getting tired of her mean mugging too.
But you know, isn't that considered plot armor? With no matter what's going on, someone is saved, and that was plot armor. It wasn't his time to go.
It's apparently never his time to go. I don't understand like the point.
But why did
Well, I guess
my
I do.
thing is why didn't he take Rosita like he took Daryl? Why did you why did you decide to change it up a little bit again? Like I'm taking somebody else now instead of taking Rosita. But I really liked how feisty she was, and when she stepped into the knife, that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
Her stitches were a little rough, but you know.
Oh,
Who's done them herself.
Like, who did that to her?
Probably her. Or Tara.
Oh, Lord.
It's her fault.
I don't
She
have
killed
anybody.
Olivia, so that's why they have to be a little off. That's fine.
There's no more Denise. There's no Olivia. So
Okay, well that's fine.
she had to do it to herself, or
Exactly. That's her punishment.
Does she do the medical stuff? She works in the medical stuff too, doesn't she, or no?
They said
Yeah.
A little bit.
They said that she
stitched up Rick.
Yeah, she fixed
After
Rick
his
at
fight
that
with
yeah.
Pete.
1,000 bandages on his face.
Yeah.
Those tiny bandages.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
You look ridiculous.
Yes, he did. He did look ridiculous. Oh my God.
If anybody else ever get confused about what's going on in the show versus what's going on in a fanfic you read, because I'll be like, well, wasn't Rose this? I'm like, oh, that was in a story. That's not on the show. I get really.
Oh, wait. No, that was on the show. Wait.
Yeah. Vicky, yes, that has happened to me several times. And that's a better spot. But this is like from past fics that I've read. I haven't read anything recent since Lemonade, because Ashley kind of like,
Broke my heart.
yeah.
I'll say
I put it back
it.
together.
I know, but it's still, it looks like Rick's face right now when he had those bandages. It's okay. It'll get pretty again.
Oh my
No,
God.
it's not that. It's just I don't know. I feel like I've got to chapter 8 and I was like, I can't do this.
You gotta finish it.
Chapter 8. I don't even know what that is, but yeah, you're like right in the middle of the bad part, so I understand.
You finish it, Amy. It'll be good.
Yeah,
I know it's hard, but it'll be good.
What did you think of Judith and Carl having to watch Negan shave?
disgusting.
Judith looked like she's not here for his shit.
Judith
I
was
want
so
to see
cute.
Judith.
She
Like,
was so cute.
I don't even want a baby, but I would take Judith.
She's adorable.
I hope they
With that mean mug. Oh my God.
Yes.
They have the exact
Oh,
same face. Like, how did they do that?
Jane.
And then the fact that she looked over at Carl.
like, what the fuck is that?
Exactly.
Who
She's
made
so smart.
I love her.
Yeah, this is a good. I mean, they're all good, but I really like this.
But how long can they keep for those? I guess a question.
I'm
She
hoping
looks
they'll let
like
her
she's
age
walking.
up.
They kept her from last season, so I'm guessing that was for a reason.
Yeah, they kept this one the longest. Well, she doesn't really look like a baby either. Now she's a toddler. She looks like a little kid. Her hair's longer.
I mean, since Carl is 20, they couldn't have a 1-year-old running around forever. They're like, let's just keep this one. Let her grow.
Carl's getting great hair.
Right.
Oh, God. He is.
No, seriously. How old is Chandler though? How old is he?
I think he's about to be 18.
Okay.
He might go to college. I think yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Supposed to be 12.
They tried.
Well, like I used to watch soap operas, and they would have this thing. A couple would have a baby, and then like a week later, the baby's, in school, and then a week later, the kid's in boarding school, and then they come back, and then they're a love interest for somebody.
Right.
In, like, a year.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That is so true.
No, but there was a soap opera where they actually used the same child though. I forgot which one it was.
Sometimes they do.
That's rare. Sometimes they would change the kid, and the kid would be like almost like a different race or something, and you're just supposed to act like it's the same kid.
They did it on Fresh Prince.
Just suspend
I
disbelief.
think that just seems like the norm for a lot of these TV shows and soap operas. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah,
though.
it's called soap opera rapid aging syndrome or SORAS.
It's a
Oh my God, there's a meme. It's amazing.
oh my God. They're only allowed to be babies long enough to get kidnapped.
Pretty much.
There you go.
So The Walking Dead is like the opposite.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
What were
I
your
did like how
thoughts
how
on? Oh, go ahead.
No, I just thought it was cute how Negan asked Carl to pass the roll. He was trying to be all polite about it.
Mhm.
No, he
He was
wasn't.
trying to fit in.
He was trying to be a stud.
But who'll eat spaghetti? And were those biscuits? Like,
Yes.
It's
Oh, horrific. That's too many
Yeah.
carbs.
those look like Popeye's biscuits.
Well, Carl made him. He knows how to cook. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I didn't have nothing to do with it to a Carol. So.
Sorry.
Shall we talk about Carol?
No, let's not.
I forgot. But she was eating those pomegranates. Go ahead.
She did have the pomegranates.
Oh, why would everyone leave me alone?
Listen, can we talk about
All these
the fact
black
that-
women keep coming to my house.
Oh,
And Richard.
I'm just so sick of this storyline.
like
Yeah.
If they want
she wants to be left alone. So leave her alone and move
Leave her
on
alone.
to someone else. Who cares?
But you know what?
Yeah, like
though?
don't even show her. Ugh.
I was thinking maybe since you guys wanted Morgan to die, maybe when he dies, Carol will get involved in the
Oh, I didn't want
attack on
Morgan
Negan.
to die. Carol could die.
I thought you guys did say Morgan could go. Y'all were tired of him.
No.
I said I predicted that he would die, but I didn't say I
Okay.
wanted him to.
Well,
I
if he
said
does
I'm-
die,
I'm-
maybe
and I
that'll be
say-
the
and I
link into
quote,
getting Carol back involved.
Carol
because-
and Tara can die. And I've been saying this since the
You said
very
Carol or Carol?
No, I said
I'm
Carol,
talking about Carol.
and Tara.
I agree with Daryl and Tara can die.
That's not what she said.
I know. I
He
know,
looks like
but
I actually don't need
Huh?
anybody to die. I just need them to stop being like really annoying. So
Yeah.
and that's not gonna happen. I mean, they're just gonna milk this storyline between Carol, Morgan, and their inner peace and serenity, which should be null and void in a zombie apocalypse, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
like I thought
It
Morgan
shows-
got over it in the finale.
I think Richard
so
is
why are we
gonna
doing
push
that?
it.
But it shows that
looks like
Richard knows nothing about them too, because he picked the wrong people to try and talk to.
Yeah.
Really?
But his thing, I think his only concern was the fact that they had Ezekiel's ear, so he was just trying to get in that way, and he's so frustrated because the people he wants to help him don't want to participate, and King doesn't want to participate. But he's very frustrated. I think he was trying to do that Molotov cocktail. He had a lot of bottles in his hand when he came to Carol's house. Like he was on fire too.
Does Richard know that Ezekiel's faking it?
That's a good
I
question.
don't think
wonder.
so.
Okay.
I think Richard. I honestly believe that Ezekiel has his own plans too,
Oh,
as far as
absolutely.
taking care of his saviors. But I think he just needs to get more people involved in that without being so secretive. But
Just like
and it's
everybody,
clear
they
to
need
see
to
that
talk
Richard's
to each
very
other.
frustrated,
Yeah.
and I don't blame him. I mean, the dude got in his face and gave him the finger.
Yeah.
People giving me the finger, I always think of the governor chewing Merle's fingers off. Like, but it's like,
forgot
I
about
mean,
that.
like he should have done that, but then he would have been dead, but
I think if nothing else, he planted a seed. Even though Carol and both Morgan basically don't want to do much, that he brought it to them again means, I guess, when it comes around in 7B, maybe they'll, they'll be more receptive to it, or maybe not. Maybe they'll stick to not want to participate, but it's sort of inevitable that they're going to have to get involved. We still need their numbers. They're still being oppressed by the saviors, so they have to get involved.
Carol, I don't know. Carol is living a very cushy life in that cottage. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna make her seem like, okay, I'm ready to fight.
Maybe she finds out about Glenn.
Well, they're gonna.
Maybe when they're gonna kill. They're gonna
somehow kill. Go ahead.
They're gonna somehow kill. They're gonna somehow kill Morgan and come up with a reason for her to fight. But my problem with Carol is that they are writing her so out of character, as far as I'm concerned, because she's built a relationship with these people more so than Ed or Sophia, and now all of a sudden she is ready to just, fuck all y'all. I ain't killing for y'all, and that's it. And it seems out of character to me, because it's like that's why she was doing it all along, and that she would just also, I don't give a fuck. If she wanted to leave, if she didn't want to be bothered by nobody, she would leave. She would leave however close she is to the kingdom. She would go. And it seems really contrived that they're keeping her there, but she don't want to be bothered with nobody. Come on, if she didn't want to be there, she's not going to be there. So come up with a more a believable story as to why she's hanging out so close. Because she had to know that she was going to be in proximity of conflict. And take that stance, no, I ain't fighting for nobody. But how's you not going to fight for nobody? And these are the people that you love, that you don't want to, you're not concerned about them? You're not concerned about Judith? You're not concerned about her well-being? That seems odd to me. That seems odd to me as a mother. That would just seem really, really weird.
Judith has a head injury, so she's not the same. She's not the old, not Judith. Carol is not the same.
I was like, what?
Carol.
Carol has a head injury. Because of her head injury. When Morgan body slammed her, she hasn't been the same since that. So she's
oh my goodness.
She's no way. But I'm telling you guys, that's why.
That body. No. There's no way you're gonna use that body.
Did you see that body slam?
For her to have a head injury. Listen, let's just be really realistic here, okay? Carol, we all remember Carol writing up the list of all the people she killed. She was done.
The body slam.
She wanted to take a break
after the body slam.
And she got away from all that killing when she left Alexandria. But no, Rick and Morgan had to go out and see if they can get her back. So they end up at the kingdom. She wants to be left alone. So you know what? She put down the Terminator helmet and said, I'm done. I just want to relax in my cottage and be at peace. And yeah. This has nothing to do with her being body slammed.
Yes, it does. It happened right after she got body slammed. She never got treated for it. She never got treated for that.
What about when Michonne punched Rick?
Thank you.
Everybody, you trying to tell me that Rick, just because Rick can handle a punch, Carol can? I don't know what Carol can handle, but I saw that body.
What about the gunfire then?
And as soon
as
he did that,
shootings that they're doing, and the fact that they still can, and the fact that they can still hear. Come on, they're shooting so close, at close proximity.
That's true.
Have you guys never shot a gun at a gun range before?
I'm just attributing
the fact that they make you wear an earpiece is because it's so loud.
Yeah,
It's either shoddy writing from the writers to make us forget that the fact that Teen Family has gone through so much and has a lot of post-traumatic stress, disorders, that here comes this that Carol get body slammed and hurt herself so bad. She has a brain injury.
She's not herself.
No.
She'll go back to herself when she sees other people.
No.
But she's still running from other people too.
Then answer me this. answer me this. Why was she acting the same way up in the kingdom by pretending she had no clue as to what was going on? She was pretending.
She's pretending, but that's what I'm saying. She is pretending, but one thing she has said ever since the body slam is basically, she had time to reflect on it. She doesn't want to do that anymore. And she's been adamant about it.
When she was writing the list. Before she got body slammed.
She didn't have a choice when it was like do or die. But when you have a choice, she always goes back to not doing it.
No, you're just I'm sorry. No. Nope. You're giving Carol too much credit here now. There is absolutely no way I'm going to believe that she can be affected by a body slam and everybody else that got hit in the head, punched in the stomach, hit in the back, among other things, are a-okay. That just doesn't seem right. If that's the case, then he's crazy by now. And and Carl should be in La La Land because he has no eye socket. I mean, no, we're giving Carol too much credit here, and she's fine. She just want to be left alone.
But we know that she's gonna change her mind again at some point.
Yep. Even Kirkman said it. He was like, we both know that Morgan and Carol are gonna go fight when it's time. I'm like, so why are we doing this? What's the point?
Just to drag it out.
Just to piss everybody off and make them hate it.
That's what it is. And that's what they're doing with Carol. They're dragging her story out. They're trying to make me feel for her, but it's not working.
I don't know what they're trying to do, but I don't know if it's trying to make you feel for her.
Yeah, because it's doing the opposite. I love Carol, but this is making me really hate her.
Oh, wow. Wow. Really, Ash? Oh, my God.
It's annoying, yeah. Like, whatever they did to Daryl to make me hate him, they're doing it to Carol now.
Well, I still love Daryl.
For whatever reason.
He looks
really
really
nice.
Talk
about Daryl and killing that guy.
Lucilleing that guy. Fat Joe.
Yeah, I was upset.
Yeah.
Are you sure he was killing Fat Joe and not like a piece of fruit? Because I mean, the camera didn't pan over the body like they do for people of color.
Mm.
I don't know if they really killed Fat Joe. You sure?
I mean, I don't. Now that I think about it,
They did.
I mean, he was just on the ground, not moving, but maybe not.
Maybe he was laying down eating that sandwich.
I'm really bitter that they tend to keep their faces away from the camera view, but yeah, they can just
show everything when it was Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
And Noah. I will never forget Noah, and I will never forget Glenn, and the fact that they did that.
Don't mention Noah. That still hurts.
Right?
Noah's death still hurts.
But that's I don't know why he chose Fat Joe as his I'm Daryl and I'm back.
I don't even know if that's bad.
He showed up.
Oh my gosh, that was unexpected.
But I just don't know how they were able to leave the sanctuary on a bike, though, as loud as it is, and get away.
Did he roll it out until they got out or something? Maybe, I don't know.
Well, he's with Jesus, so they can do anything they want.
Right?
You can disappear from trucks.
I guess so.
Why did nobody see Jesus on the top of that truck last week?
You know what? I didn't even know he was even on the top of the truck.
But they had lookouts in the buildings, so like nobody saw the man flying on the track.
They had to kill Fat Joe because basically that's why they have Eugene, because they needed someone that was going to be the brains. So it fit two things. It showed that Daryl was, badass and back, and also that Negan doesn't have his brain power anymore. So they had to kill him.
Was he the
For those
brains?
two reasons. Yeah, remember last
But he doesn't
conversation
know
when I
that.
told you guys I couldn't understand what the conversation was about the saviors when they pulled over. They spent all that time talking about how Fat Joe had set up something, so he was the brains. He helped out with whatever he did. It was important to their I think redirecting the zombies. So basically they were setting it up
on that. That could be, yes. Wow.
So
I didn't even know what they were talking about in the last episode.
Remember, I told you guys I want to have a face off with them. That was my impression when they were talking about. They were basically giving accolades about how smart Fat Joe was. I was like, okay, he's the brain for the saviors, and then if we had Eugene go up against him, we could see how interesting that would be. But by killing them, that explains why Negan needs them even more than even for more than just the guns, the bullets. He needs them for more than just that now. So they were basically setting that up, I believe.
Hey Jill, are you there?
Yes. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh. Hi. Sorry for the tardiness. It's been a long bunch of hours.
So what did I want to say about when Daryl killed Fat Joe, I liked how he pointed out that he wasn't just getting by, but like how they're all trying to take everything. So I think that was a good that was a good enough reason to kill him.
It was.
I guess. I wish he killed Dwight.
They just have to show how how fierce Dwight was. Not Dwight, Daryl was now. So that was, he had to take Fat Joe out basically.
Well, I mean, he had to, because if he'd left him alive, then he would have
There's a chance
raised
he would
the
have
alarm
ratted
or
it out
whatever.
on. Yeah.
Same thing with the Michonne killing that other woman.
I didn't see her kill her. Are we sure she killed the lady or no?
She did.
We heard the silence.
She did. And
but
that
hold
body
on, well,
sort
you
of fell
don't
over
see it.
in the car.
They sometimes have, they'll give you the sign.
Oh yeah, with Tyrese.
Did we actually see her
I hope
kill
they
her or
didn't.
no? It was just a
I don't think they did that.
I think she absolutely
What else
killed
would
her.
she do with her?
Yeah,
Michonne's not Tyrese.
She's smarter than to leave this woman alive.
No, you can hear the silencer go off.
Yeah,
I got that, but why didn't they show it?
Because it was gross.
And why was it at a distance? Again, all that to me means it maybe she didn't. They left it open, in my opinion, because when you kill, even though we didn't see Fat Joe's head, the actual results of it, we clearly saw, they're hitting him with the pipe. You can actually close that chapter, but with her, it was sort of far off. You heard the silence, so you saw her change the car, but I didn't see the woman die. Someone told me that they saw Michonne get in the driver's seat, so maybe it was something I didn't see. But that's why I was asking: did we actually see?
Well, I mean,
it,
like,
but what else would she have done?
They talked about it, like she said.
We don't.
What
We
you
won't
should
know.
She wouldn't have wasted the
and then
bullet.
we saw her kind of do it. So I think they just said, "Well, we already talked about it. We don't need to show it as well."
Okay.
And that woman sounded ready to die.
That was weird.
Yeah.
She knew she was dead when Michonne found her.
And looked at her shoes.
I thought it wasn't weird, but I thought it was a little odd the way Michonne was talking to her, and she's just like, "That's why I'm out here. I'm doing." And it's like, why are you telling her your life story?
She was
About to kill her.
She had to get it out.
So the audience would know what was going on.
She was going through some
Like,
stuff.
I'm happy she did, because remember, we had some concerns about why Michonne was trying to get to Negan in the first place. So her going and voicing it gave us the idea of what was going on in her head, in that sense, at least. That was good.
Yeah.
But you know what I didn't understand was when they actually arrived to whatever the rendezvous point was, and the lady said, "Here's, this is where she stopped." When you looked in the distance, all I saw was some trees and maybe some cars. Like, was it something elaborate that I was supposed to see? I didn't
There
see
were
much. I
people
didn't
out
understand
there,
why they
I
stopped.
think.
I thought they were walkers at first, but I couldn't see anything in
Yeah, it
them.
was so far in the distance that I was like, what am I supposed to be seeing? I wasn't quite clear about, whatever it was, it made, they had the conversation as a result, and Michonne definitely rethought her steps when she saw it. But when they panned out for us to see it, I couldn't understand, what was it that I was supposed to see.
Well, I
I think it was
think
supposed to be people.
Michonne said it. She's like, I went there, I saw it, they have more people than us. So I think that's all
Not
they were
even
supposed to really see.
Okay.
I didn't see it either, but I assumed.
Yeah, I got that it was just too much for her. So that's all that mattered.
Yeah, that was the important thing.
She was like, nope.
She couldn't go in there.
I was just glad when she went back. Like,
Yeah.
just regroup, go home.
Like the girl's like, that's Negan. I'm Negan. We're all
Oh,
Negan. Oh, here we go again.
Yep.
Right. She's already seen me, so you have to do this.
In case you haven't heard.
Well, I called him Negan for so long before he came on the show. I didn't know how to pronounce his name.
A lot of people did, and I'm like, I never thought it was Negan. I don't know why, because that makes sense. But I just
Megan.
That's how you say Megan.
right.
Yeah.
But
I
always
just when I called it, and then it's like Negan. I'm like, okay, I gotta start using the right name.
Who do you guys think the guy with the boot is?
Is it a
I
guy?
don't think it's a guy. I think
I
it's a
thought
woman.
a girl.
Like
Really?
from Oceanside?
Yes.
No, I thought that was the person who set up the booby traps where Rick and Aaron found all that shit. They was just following them.
Someone from the ocean side.
They have spoilers that say it could be somebody altogether different.
Don't
so
spoil
we don't
me,
really know.
but
No, I'm not.
I was
I'm
just
not
asking.
saying that. I'm just saying that's what I heard. Altogether new.
And then I thought it was Dwight.
That, no, there's no
It seemed to me where
information from.
it seemed to me where Rick and Aaron got all those supplies that there was some sort of test or something, so like set up purposeful, and then that note was at the end, and then you see those boots with the wires and shit. Like clearly that person was watching them to see how far they would advance along in the trials, and then he followed them home. At least that's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah, I was the whole time I was waiting for like something to blow up or whatever, especially after that note. Like you still lose. Like
I didn't like how they ganged up on
trap.
Aaron. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was very.
He's like, is this note for us? He's like, no. He goes, doesn't matter. Or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, like how's it doesn't matter and you beat the living hell out of the man.
But Aaron saw that note when they were on that little boat, so he should have.
I don't know why he
Not
took
blaming
it.
him, but he could have taken
He
it.
wasn't paying attention.
He maybe should have thrown it away.
Yeah, I should have burned it.
But no. I think
Aaron should feel good about himself. It took two of them to beat him, and he didn't beat them that well. He was still walking mostly. It took two of them to do it, so they're clearly two little bitches.
I felt bad.
I don't know. He looked bad. I felt so bad. I realized that I love Aaron, and please don't hurt him.
I was like, leave him alone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did anybody feel like, oh my God, is Aaron gonna die when he went underwater?
I was like, he better not be bit.
Yeah, I was
I don't know.
They would do some shit like that.
I didn't think he was gonna die because I know I had saw pictures of him, I guess from 7B, and he was there, so that's why I wasn't sure if he'd be whole, but I didn't think he would die.
I thought it was suspenseful.
Yeah,
I think he was gonna be
around the walkers and then just came up behind them.
He should have swam towards the boat.
Stuck on something.
Yeah, I think he got to the boat before Rick, so I guess he swam over there.
But I think I also think he said he got stuck.
I need to watch it again. I've only seen it the one time.
I'm like, what are y'all talking about? I think he just swam back.
That note. Maybe you guys need to watch that scene again, but I don't think he put that note back in the Tupperware, whoever it was that he found it, I think it was actually placed there by someone as a warning. I mean, there were
It was
several
more.
notes.
You mean there was more than one note?
Yeah, more than one.
Yeah,
That's
I
what was gonna
think,
say.
you had the notice, and you had the big sign about, congratulations, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one that they saw when they got onto the boat, and then when they got back to Alexandria, and they were going through, and then the saviors were going through it. They actually opened one of the Tupperwares and looked out. So I really think that this person who I firmly believe is a woman. I think it's a test. I don't think it's necessarily like I'm gonna come and get you. I just think I really firmly believe that this is Oceanside. That is.
I don't think so.
I've seen that theory. Someone said it might be Simon. I'm like, why would you be out there following them around? But sure.
Yeah.
Or Dwight. Again, same question.
Yeah.
What else?
That's why I say I think it's somebody new. I mean,
well, we don't really need
it. Helpful if they kind of were more specific about where they went, like
north.
If sanctuary
New
is
Jersey
west,
now, I'm like what?
I don't know.
According to Morse code, west.
But how? Yeah, like really,
What did
how
y'all
far
think about?
did they go?
What did y'all think about when Father Gabriel was talking to Rosita about the deaths, and when she got to Sasha, she didn't have anything to say about it?
Because they're sister wives.
What can she say?
They
I'm
don't.
wondering.
Yeah, it just is.
Yeah.
That was weird. I wish Father Gabriel had, instead of saying that her life was valuable, he should have just said, "Are you sure you can get one good shot off? Are you that good of a shot? Are you sure you have a solid plan?" I felt like those questions should have been presented and not, "You're important, Rosita," because whatever. But
she got really close to him though, but almost doesn't count.
How did she miss the shot though? Like
yeah, he wasn't that far away. That was dumb.
Yeah,
it was,
and the bullet just lodged into Lucille like that.
Yes.
Didn't seem realistic to me.
Like
that
really?
tantrum he threw is funny as hell though. I was like, over a bat. He's about to cry.
That was like the only time we've
That
seen him
was
have.
funny as fuck.
I think he looks older without the beard too.
He looks ugly and he needs to get it back.
Yeah, I think the comic fans are happy because he has the beard gone, but he looks better, I guess, with it. I don't know. He looks older than me without
He
it.
finally shaved it how he said he was going to.
Yeah.
He reminds me
of
of
what I really honestly believe that he probably left that bathroom in a mess too.
Yeah.
Oh, little Negan hairs all over the place.
Ew.
Gross.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh, poor baby. I hope it's the downstairs bathroom.
Yeah.
You know,
strikes me as being overly considerate. I don't really see
it was that master bath.
Here.
But I think the whole point of a Rot doing that, basically, that's to show that she's for Negan's group. She's that good to hit, a face as opposed to going for the core body area where you have a lot of space to maybe get a shot on. She shot in the cheek she shot her under the eye. So I think that was just to prove that a Rot is a good shooter.
Also, that seemed very personal to me. Her choosing Olivia, like there's a crowd full of people on the street, and you turn to the woman who's farthest from you.
The crowd was close.
I think she chose Olivia because she was pissed off that Olivia had, got the chance to sit down with Negan and have dinner with him. Like, I feel like Arat's the muscle, but she doesn't want to be. Like, she'd rather be like one of his wives. Like, I feel like that was just very pointed to not only shoot Olivia, but she shot her in the fucking face. Like, it seemed very, very pointed and very personal.
Well, he said she don't trust her. Whatever reason.
Over 2 guns, I'm gonna shoot you in the face. That's true. I mean, I guess.
Well, she did fuck up.
Why am I getting messages like this? What's this?
So, are we going to talk about Richonne or not?
I don't want to start
It
squealing.
was so
again.
awesome. It was nice.
That was so cool. We got
That was like everything that I wanted from Michonne.
Yeah.
Yes.
Am I the only one who wasn't feeling that hug?
It was too short.
Jill, thank you.
I didn't.
My only complaint is they should have been doing this in daylight. Like, why are we in some dark corner?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Well, I
they
saw a
could've did
picture.
better
It was
than that.
appropriately lighted, but they made it
They-
look like
they could've did
nighttime.
better.
And
They
I don't
could've
know if they know how to do that.
They clearly don't, because the picture was
But
hard.
the hug was short. It was nice. The hug was nice. I loved it. You guys don't get me
Really?
wrong, but it was too short. It was too short.
Well, Michonne had some
didn't-
stuff to
I
say.
Yeah,
enjoy
They
that.
can't
I
be
didn't
bugging
enjoy the
people for
hug.
10 minutes.
He's like, I like your hug. I'm
I'm-
finished. But
Right. Thank you for this, but
I'm-
I got something to say.
I didn't feel like the hug felt very
No.
stilted to me. I didn't like it.
No,
It
because
felt very like he clearly wanted to be comforted, and then it was just like pat, there. Now let's get down to business. I don't know. It just bothered me.
I like that about it.
it bothered me just a little bit too, because I'm also I love to hug, so in a way I wanted her. Oh God, I guess maybe I'm just seeing myself hugging my spouse. Like,
Well, I mean, I think it was kind of like they've had those like long like hugs before, and this was kind of like, hey, I'm glad you're alive, but we need to talk. So it kind of like gave the impression like they've been hugging, like they've hugged a lot before, so it wasn't such a big deal to hug.
you know what, I shouldn't. I'm not complaining, and you know what? I'm just glad that I had the hug moment.
That's how I feel. I'm just glad they showed it.
They
That it
kissed and
happened
caressed
at
And I'm
all.
each other.
glad
It was
that
nice.
Rick
It was
initiated
nice.
it, and Michonne was the one that was like, "Okay, thank you, but let's
Yeah,
talk."
it felt very
Yeah, if it's been
impersonal.
the other way around, I would have been.
Like, so,
Yeah,
upset,
I was
but
like,
the way it
bruh.
was,
Like,
it was fine for
She
me.
said, "I love you," and she was like, "Oh, thank you." Like it felt like I don't know.
But what she said was so much better than a hug. Like,
It was a hug with
Yeah.
words.
yeah,
Well, it wasn't about the hug itself. Like it was about like the day that he had. He just wanted to just have a moment with her, and it just didn't happen.
Well, he
Well,
said,
But they
come
ended up
back.
having prison sex.
yeah.
Prison
That
sex.
was good too.
We had a good moment.
but someone posted on Tumblr that
he was just happy to see her alive. He was just happy to see that she wasn't a casualty of Negan, because remember, he had no idea that she left out after him and Aaron left to go on the run.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh God, thank God you are still alive. Jeez, that kind of feeling. And Michonne was like, listen, I got something to say. Hold up, let me just impart what I have learned. Like that, because
I mean, they could have went further than that, but they just didn't show us everything. They just showed that part of it.
But we know that they did.
but she pushed him away, and I remember this part because I was like, Dad, why are you pushing him away? But
it wasn't a push. It was just a gentle nudge. A nudge.
She
not.
started, she broke the hug first. And I think she didn't want to get caught up in the hug and her emotions, and she wanted to get out what she needed to say.
I mean, call it what you will. She did want to make sure to get what she had on her mind off her chest. Put it that way. But because he was like, oh, thank God you're here, and and she was like, hold up. Let me say what I need to say, and then we can do the embrace. Like that. She didn't want to do.
He probably wasn't expecting her to have so much to say.
But did you guys know that he said, "Come here"? So
I found that out
You did.
later.
I ain't
I didn't hear that.
Here.
But I'm gonna go listen on my headphones.
Don't you?
I'm about to close caption. I missed
He said
that,
it with
I
his
guess.
eyes.
yeah, no, I had closed captioning on too, Deanie, but it didn't even show up.
Because
I
it was
played I was
inaudible.
like, oh my God, he did say come here. So he did want to be comforted.
Hold on.
And it just made matters worse for me because now
closed
it's
caption.
Volume
It didn't
and
come
text, probably.
it did not come up as closed caption. It didn't. That's why I was really surprised by that. But I'm just glad for this I'm glad for the hug. I'm glad for the speech because it made me cry because he needed to hear that. Like I hate bringing up Lori in this, you guys. I really do hate it. I hate it so much. But I mean, Michonne is like the true love of Rick's life. I mean, she can pretty much tell him when he's doing something wrong, but she will put it in a way for him to understand that what he's doing is wrong, and this is how we're gonna do it, pretty much. So not only is she his lover, but his co-leader. So they're lovers, co-leaders, and everything else. Whereas while he was with Lori, and I mean, it was just so chaotic. I watched season 2, you guys, and I was like, oh my god, this woman is evil. She was evil. There was nothing about what she was doing to both Rick and Shane that says that it was just a mess. I mean,
I wouldn't call her evil, but she was a mess. She had more issues than us lately.
There was nothing about that said that she would benefit the goodness in Rick to make him a good and effective leader.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas here comes.
I was looking at Jill's post on Facebook and about the hand holding when they got to the hilltop, and I was like, oh no, I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice that.
And
Wait, what?
I didn't the hand holding when at the end when they came to the hilltop.
That was
and
beautiful.
Michonne were holding.
That wasn't my post.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. I guess
that's what I'm saying. That I saw it in your post, and
Wait,
when I saw
She
it,
said it wasn't her post.
You mean on my page? Rolanda may have posted that.
on Facebook, you had showed the clip of them actually holding hands.
Oh, I have an admin.
And
I've been dark for the last 24 hours after last night. I'm sorry, you guys. That was probably my admin on the page. But my bad. Go ahead.
So they weren't holding hands, or were they?
No. I'm saying I didn't.
They were.
Oh, okay. So I was saying that I hadn't even noticed that, but I found it kind of odd. I don't want to say odd. I'm a big fan of Richonne, but it seemed kind of oddly. It felt kind of oddly placed, like, oh, you guys, like when they were shooting the scene and they cut. No, you guys should be holding hands. When you walk up and Rick sees Maggie and then he goes. It was very on the first watch.
That was odd. I loved it.
I don't understand. How is that a problem that they were holding hands?
Not a problem, but it seemed for me, it seemed kind of. All right, for when they were holding hands and the gates open, and it was like maybe less than 30 seconds that the audience saw that they were holding hands and he started walking up to Maggie, and it was like, oh shit, I didn't even notice that they were holding hands. It seemed like something that they threw in there. It felt like it was something that they threw in there real quick when they decided how they were going to edit the episode. After the kiss, and it's like, oh, they united. You know what? You guys should be holding hands. It didn't, because like I said,
doesn't that make sense that they would be holding hands?
I saw that as honestly, you guys, when I saw the gates opened and they were holding hands, I was like, I saw king and queen and subjects behind them. That's what I saw.
Like right in the middle of them.
Please, why can't this be
in the way?
That was my first thought.
Right.
I just wish that they would, if they're going to, as far as what these first 8 episodes are concerned, it should be more than just, a kiss of comfort. It should, well, maybe I'm reading too much into it because they're in the midst of this debacle with Negan and everything. But I would think there'd be a couple more nuances going on between them.
I think that goes back to the pacing thing.
I love that kiss. I mean, she got in his hair. I mean, if they had kept up to it, I'm sure her back would have been against the wall. He would be cupping her ass.
not
Yeah,
that.
like we said, they had prison sex. Like we know this. We don't have to see it.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same thing with all of the hand holding and the hugs. Like we know that this stuff has been happening, so we only see little glimpses of it.
That's what I'm wanting. That's what I'm wanting a little bit more of is their relationship as it is. So far, they've only been able to show their relationship in a crisis situation. We all know that every single day is not a crisis. Maybe every other day is a crisis, but not every day. So what are their actions between one another on a regular basis?
Since they got together, they met Jesus and all hell broke loose. Like, that's pretty much what happened. They've been together 2 weeks. Or 3 weeks maybe now.
But even with the 3 weeks, there still should be a scene of them.
We saw them in bed together, doing nothing but eating apples.
Well, I mean, that's bad. But I mean, what about when they get out of bed? You know, when Michonne.
I do want to see some banter between them too. I do want to see some banter, some relaxed moments.
Yeah, you know, some kind of.
If wants to see them doing something regular, something mundane, there's nothing wrong with that. We see Negan making spaghetti with Carl. Why can't we have them like chilling or playing the card game or taking a stroll or some shit? What's wrong with that?
Even
if you don't know what's going on right now, right?
Even with Michonne, I don't know, making dinner or them getting, you know, Judith ready for bed. You know, what is their what is their relationship? You know, on just like
they're walking to the hilltop.
I hope we see something in 7B though, like considering what has been happening in 7A. So yeah.
712.
If we're gonna talk about the holding hands hilltop moment, I see what you're saying, Lainey, but in my eyes, I just saw royalty right there in a zombie apocalypse.
But even royalty has their downtime. I don't care if it's 24 hours. I don't care if it's 12 hours. There's still something there. You guys are not bonded just in a crisis situation. You guys have a mutual love for one another, even in downtime when you're not at war. And that is what that's what I am seeking. I want to see that, you know.
But that's what we thought. That's not what the show's about, though. We saw that in 610 because that was an episode that focused on the normalcy of their lives. But their lives aren't normal. They're always running after something or another. That's the point of the show.
You know, I always thought previous moments between Rick and Michonne before they became canon was foreplay to me. So I just took it as that, like when she rode up to the prison on her horse, and she gets off, and he's smiling from ear to ear. I was like, oh, they're gonna do it, you know, like, and that didn't happen. But okay, and then you know, when he eyes her up and down when they were walking together and.
Everywhere.
Something else. I was like, oh yeah, definitely.
You know what? Well, then, Emmy, then
that's all foreplay to me. Like they can still banter with each other. There has been.
Well, then that is what I am seeking. As far as what the show is right now, I'm watching it for Richonne, and I want more Richonne. And they're like doling it out. They're like playing a game of spades, and you got all hearts and diamonds. You know, it's like, oh my God, you got one joke, big joke. You know, they're doling it out, and it's like, that is why I'm watching the show, this relationship right here. And of course, they can't focus on that one relationship. But I feel as though they should be giving us a little bit more, because Rick is the leader. He is the star of the show, and we are most interested in his life. Outside of everybody else, at least as far as I'm concerned, we're more interested about his life. Why would Michonne just leave there, go on a trip, a suicide mission, knowing that now you have?
He wasn't on a suicide mission.
She went on a mission to go and try and kill Negan, and I think that her mission was in reminiscence of the governor. She figured
she was on reconnaissance. She just wanted to find information. She wanted to know where he was. Just like how Maggie sent out.
They didn't tell us until they told us about it, though. That was the problem. You weren't sure what she was doing.
She
We didn't know
left.
what she was doing, but that's what she said. She wasn't on a suicide mission.
Yeah.
She didn't want to
She
die.
wasn't on a suicide mission, but she knows that Rick is going out with Aaron on a suicide, quote unquote, mission. You're
They
leaving
weren't on a
Carl
suicide
there.
mission
They
either.
were on a scavenging mission.
You're leaving Carl and
Carl
Judith
did.
there.
Carl did a suicide.
Carl was
mission.
on a suicide mission. He was ready to die, but
No, all
Rick
I'm
and
saying
Michonne
is
weren't.
that what I'm saying is that if you have gone ahead and resigned yourself to be a part of this family, how you just gonna go ahead and up and leave? Oh, I'm going out to find out whatever it is. You got Carl and you got Judy. She's a toddler. You left her in the hands of Olivia, and Olivia ain't nobody. Why would they? I would have felt better leaving my child with Father Gabriel at this point than Olivia.
Well,
Hey,
you
What
thought
your-
she was
your
leaving
point-
her
your
with
point is not a
Carl
bad
as
point,
well.
But they have to work through those type of emotions sometimes, and that's what they did. They allowed them to work through them individually.
And her
I
just
think it's a pacing issue because what I thought was weird was Michonne was talking about how like it seemed like Rick and her had been like fighting for a long time. And it's like a day where you just agreed about how to deal with Negan. So it's like it's just I think it's a pacing issue.
They don't put a timestamp on nothing. They don't put a timestamp on anything, and that's what makes this show so disjointed. Put a timestamp or something. How long has it been?
They can't do that because then we would hold them accountable. So they have to leave it loosey goosey like for that reason.
Which is lazy, but you can figure it out.
Yeah.
It's been like 5 days.
Yeah.
Since Negan
I
killed
mean,
first.
from the time that Tara came back from the Oceanside, all that shit has transpired. We found out about Denise's death and Glenn and Abraham, and it seems very disjointed as far as what Thomas is hurt, especially with Tara. Y'all know how I feel about Tara. Don't even get me started. But
yeah,
but that whole episode with Tara, it does the time doesn't match up for whatever reason. They've been gone for 2 weeks. They said that in that episode with Tara. They've been gone for 2 weeks. You mean to tell me all of this has been happening over the span of 2 weeks?
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Since they went to the outpost, it's been 2 weeks and probably a couple of days.
But according to the episodes they've been giving us, it hasn't been 2 weeks, maybe a week. Because
episode 612, it's been 2 weeks.
But according to what Rick was saying, it was like when Negan first popped up there, it's like y'all here sooner than what we expected. So is it they're here?
That was after Glenn died. It had been less than a week, but Tara and Heath left before that, and it had been probably another week and a half before then.
Yeah, so Rick and Michonne were at odds for like a day or something like that. It just felt.
And that doesn't seem realistic. Are you going to tell me, all the women on this panel right now, you mean to tell me you haven't been at odds with your man over something really serious for more than 24 hours? It'll.
True, but it wasn't that she was at odds with him and she had the facts. She just wasn't sure, and she needed time to think about it. She didn't have a hard stance on it. She just knew she didn't want to cower to Negan.
She's not one to make a rash decision or to decide because Rick said to. She's going to figure it out on her own, I think.
That may be the case, but if I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to love the family that I'm with, I ain't going to just willy-nilly just up and go and search for Negan's compound, not knowing if my children, my surrogate children, are safe. Why did
He left them at Alexandria.
Are we? I'm sorry. I just stepped away. What are we talking about?
We're discussing why Michonne left to find out information about Negan.
Oh,
and
okay.
whether she,
Dora,
I guess she
knock it off.
should have done that or not.
I think it was honestly, you guys, I think it was Recon.
Well, yeah, she said
Yeah,
that.
it was Richonne.
No, it was Recon. Yeah. it was
I wish she had
Recon.
told somebody before she left, but whatever, it's done. She got back.
I'm gonna tell you what. The last thing that I'm doing is having Olivia watch my kid while I'm gone.
I don't think she had
I
said
thought that was
it.
Father Gabriel's
Olivia
job.
said that Rick said, she was like, Rick told me to watch Judith, so that's what I'm going to do. I don't think anyone knew that Michonne was gone.
What makes it all the more worse because Michonne left.
Well, no, he knew that Michonne would probably leave. That's why he gives her the walkie-talkie.
He was hoping she would leave.
Yeah, he was hoping she would come find him, but
where she went.
he looked at that walkie-talkie like a girl was checking her phone, and there was no messages.
He doesn't even have a screen.
Well said, Joe.
Well, he's totally the chick in that relationship.
Alrighty. So
I just don't understand why it wasn't Father Gabriel. He seems like the go-to guy for kids at this point. Like Olivia seemed kind of like.
Wait a minute. Let's backpedal here.
No, let's not backpedal. Let's keep going. No.
Wait, what?
I don't want to explore this.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, did you just say that Rick was a chick in a relationship?
Between the two of them, he's totally the chick. Like, he wants to be comforted, he wants to be held, he wants her to return his calls, and she's not doing it.
Yeah.
He was the little woman hold on. This goes back to season 4 when he was the little woman at home and she's going off, on her trips and stuff, going off on the job, traveling around.
Right.
Like, he's totally the little woman at home. That's their dynamic. I mean,
Yes.
it's not a bad thing. It's nothing wrong with it, but that's just how their dynamic plays out.
What you just said did kind of remind me of chess. You know how the queen is always, she can move around the board. Her duties, protect. Not really like protect the king, but she has more access on the board. In a sense, I can agree to that. Like, she can pretty much delegate the whole conversation her way, and he would be totally okay with it. And I'm not saying like he is, he's, all pussy whipped. I mean, he could be. That's okay. But
he was whipped before he was getting any. Let's keep it real. He was whipped before he was getting some. Y'all.
That doesn't make him a girl, though.
He's a girl. I'm saying he's
it doesn't. But
it's a gender bent relationship, and it's not the first one that's ever been on TV. I'm just saying that's how their roles play out in traditional gender roles. Like, he's more emotional, in touch with his feelings than she is, but that could also be because it's his story. So I mean that might also come into play, but it's not the first gender bent relationship that's been on a network show.
Kirkman also said it too, that Michonne is. What was it that Kirkman said on the Talking Dead about Michonne?
Michonne is stronger than Rick. Yeah.
It is in relation to life. Women are always stronger. They can look at Carol. For example.
Oh, let's not.
I knew you were going to say that.
All I'm saying is that a lot of times the pediatry, the pediatry always seems to play more of a role in any kind of storytelling, and it's like, no, women are the ones that are stronger. They withhold a whole lot of shit, and they forge ahead and do what they need to do. And what I guess the pioneering thing of this show is that they are showing that women, especially this season thus far, women are the ones that are taking hold. Who is the one that decides after seeing her husband's head bashed in and they are weaker? Maggie's the ones like, yo, we need to go to war. Are y'all kidding? We need to start bounding up. We need to start getting our resource. We need to go to war. Rick is like, oh God, I've been defeated, which is like what all men are. Men are just tend to, oh, I've been defeated. And women are like, no, I've been defeated, but I'm coming back. That's what women do. I've been defeated, but I'm coming back. And that is what this whole mid-season has been about. Women coming back. I mean, outside of Carol, of course. I mean, we'll see her in the second half, but it does give an indication of how strong women are. Women are strong. We withstand all kinds of crazy shit. We lose our children, and you know how women feel about their children. We feel deeply about our children, and we go through the issue of loss of our children, and yet we still find a way to move about and function and move on. That is something that crosses all kinds of lines.
I think the show has done, like, I think it's been pretty balanced. Like, I feel like they could have shown Rick feeling really emasculated and like I mean, he was devastated by what has happened, but like I think he's still shown strength. And I think Michonne going off her own has shown like how she's still independent. But then when we saw her in her scene with Rick, she's still really vulnerable. So I think there's been a good balance between like the kinds of relationships that we've seen before, where like one person is more masculine and the other is more feminine. I think it hasn't really I think it's shown like how people are both. They're not just one.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying, Lainey, but I didn't take it that the women were stepping up. Well, I recognize and acknowledge that the ladies have stepped up and been more out there, been the forefront of, getting maybe the gears moving toward a war with Negan. But I took it that basically Rick he took the brunt of all of that oppression. He was, he took responsibility for everything that happened. The rest of them weren't taking responsibility. They sort of went on their own, like, I'm willing to die for the cause. I'm willing to die for the cause. They weren't coming together. But to but to me, I think him taking on that role that, this is my responsibility, this is my mantle, basically, I'm going to try to protect everybody, allowed them to have that range. Because he was willing to, bow down and not immediately go into war mode, their wheels could start turning.
Yeah, that's true. And I personally don't think Rick was wrong. Like, y'all have nothing. How are you going to fight? So it just seemed like a really good time to lay low and just come up with a plan and maybe talk to your significant other before you disappear. But
here's my thing. I was so confused why Michonne, why do people keep mentioning the hilltop? Other than their ninja Jesus, they literally have no one there to do shit at the hilltop. And we saw that when the walkers came, when the saviors dropped off those walkers with the gate, who was running out there to help? Sasha, pregnant, sick ass Maggie, and Jesus. No one else made a move to do anything. What the fuck is the hilltop
They were locked in and they couldn't do anything.
You called her.
Yeah, but Sasha and Maggie are locked in too. Maggie's pregnant. She almost lost her baby, but she's hopping out, running tractors and shit. You mean to tell me that one motherfucking person at the hilltop could have did anything? That's who you're gonna rely on to help you with the saviors? Are you kidding?
They were
the
saviors taking care of it.
I understand what you're saying, but the thing is, it's a couple of things that I don't think they weren't clear about it. But you do have the people at the hilltop with their spears. They have, they have makeshift.
Are you serious?
Hold on, spears gonna do against the saviors, and they got everybody done.
Weapons. And the other thing is the fact that in the scenario where Simon came in, he locked them in the house. So we don't really, because they don't really show us how many people are actually there and who actually wants to fight, we don't really know the scope of what they can offer. We just know that they at least have more people and maybe more resources that we could use. So that's why.
But it's crucial as it sounds.
Unless they got a Walter White hidden in the background who can make poison and shit or some kind of bomb.
Right.
Hilltop has nothing but Jesus.
That's
His ninja skills. I'm sorry.
Father Gabriel would suggest, he'd say, why you gotta use a bullet? Why don't you
Something happened. Get it close.
Yeah, it seems like
someone would think about that.
And everybody has been speculating on Rosita, and it's like, oh well, at least for the podcast I was listening to earlier, it was like, oh well, maybe Negan has an affinity for Rosita. You know, it's like he never put Rosita in his harem. Rosita's gonna cut his dick off
And get everybody to turn against him.
So that's not happening.
Yeah.
Rosita's gonna kill him. You know, the first, which also brings me to another question I have for you guys. Why didn't Negan just go ahead and kill Rosita? She fired off the shot, then found out that she didn't make the bullet.
As we learned with Glenn, he only punishes, he wants you to live with your mistake. So he can't kill Rosita. Because that's, to him, that's more entertaining. He has to kill some innocent random person.
All right. I'll allow it. I'll allow you to give me the right
She's gone.
credit. I'll allow it. But I will say that I do like the relationship that they built with Maggie and Sasha. Now that has been something that has building since, what was it, when they came out of church?
Death and Tyrese.
Season 5.
Right. They've been building that all along. So and I'm not sure if they purposely wrote it that way or if they fell ass backwards into it. But I can appreciate
They
that.
said they did it on purpose.
Oh, right.
I don't know. Well,
You're giving them a lot of credit. You're giving them a lot of credit.
No, but you know what? I'll be honest. Remember, when I was watching the whole Road to Terminus, it did in my mind seem a little odd to have Maggie and Sasha paired up with Bob. So knowing now that they did it on purpose, that made more sense. Because when they were together, I was like, okay. Besides the fact that that's when the governor attacked the prison that they were the two by the car. I didn't understand why they had them two together. So to me, I mean, I thought it was a good thing that it seemed like they were doing something on purpose, as opposed to just it falling into place.
You know what? I don't think that
when it happened to me, it didn't make sense.
I swear to God, my hand to God.
So why were Daryl and Beth
I
together?
don't think they were thinking about it. I don't think they were
Because
thinking
you know
about
why?
it.
Because Beth was, maybe they knew they were going to kill her, so they wanted to give us a little bit more time with her and Daryl to get the fans maybe invested in them before they actually did remove her.
You're giving the writers a lot of credit. I don't give them that kind of credit. No, I don't. I refuse to give them that kind of credit.
Yeah, I don't see it.
But they said they did it 2 years ago, and to me it has relevance because to me when I was watching it didn't make sense at the time. But if that's what they're doing, and I see now 2 years later, or storyline wise into the future, these two are in command, or maybe in command at Hilltop, then to me it does look like they did try to plan it, and it was on purpose.
Well, they put too much. You know what? Then they put too much effort in that storyline. They should have put more effort into Carol. All right, they should have put more effort into making that storyline make sense.
Because they didn't cultivate it in the past in season 6 at all. Like it just sort of came back.
They touch it and then leave it. Yeah.
Like I think they put the work in it for season 4 and season 5, but then in season 6, like they just completely forgot about it, and then now it's back again.
Which
I think
but that's one of the points of that's one of our gripes. I thought though that they don't know how to bring different storylines together. Because they don't always know how to seamlessly make it smooth, then it does seem a little odd to be.
That's why I don't see
season 4 and then not until again season 7. But I still can recall them being an odd couple in season 5. So that's why I'm saying, okay, although I don't like how they could have touched on it along the way. Each season they could have touched on it. They really didn't. They could have, but they didn't. But at least planted that seed.
Which is why I said they fell ass backwards into that story. It's like, oh, we didn't even realize it. We didn't even realize that we're bringing these two together, and they brought them together. but it'll be very interesting how they go with Sasha's storyline. Because right now with Sasha's storyline, it's coinciding with Rosita, and I'm glad that they did that that nod between them, because I didn't want a whole lot of drama between them because of Abraham. I didn't want that because I wanted to be more serious in that this goes way beyond our heartbreak and it's like, oh, you took my man. It goes way beyond that. And I'm glad that they made sure to acknowledge that Rosita is like, all right, he chose you. I'm going to have to deal with it. But I do appreciate that.
I think they're building up Sasha to take the death for the water store, is what I believe.
For what?
I believe they're building up Sasha now to take that death when the war actually starts.
To take the what?
Why?
Because the first thing, the
what death?
Are they talking about comic book spoilers now?
Holly's death. Yeah. When Sasha was talking to Enid, she reminded her again, we have to protect Maggie. So that to me was like her giving that mantle. And then the fact that Rosita already did her, her suicide mission, it seems to me like maybe the next person to do it would be Sasha. She'll try to do something a little, not well planned, not well thought out, or maybe not well executed, and she may be the one that gets killed. I don't want it, but I'm just saying I sort of see that could be what's next or what's on the horizon.
Well, I hope Sasha realizes she can't protect Maggie if she's dead. So hopefully that death goes to not her, and it goes to Rosita, who's passed her. The clock's out on her.
Let me be the odd man out in that. I don't mind them killing Sasha.
Yeah, you are.
How could you say that, lady?
Listen.
Protect that family at all costs.
I'm totally about the black girl power and black girl rocks and everything, but I'm about done with Sasha, and I'm not even sure actually why. I guess it's because her story has been so disjointed, but her frustrations and everything have been.
To fix it. They can still fix it.
What was disjointed about?
Still so much that we can get from Sasha. I
think the
love
mistake
her.
with Sasha was tying her up with Abraham, but that would just make me so mad if they kill her off after like shoving her with Abraham. Like that would piss me off. Like no,
it would piss me off, but I don't know, for whatever reason, I feel as though Sasha's character is like she is taking on the latter part of Carl, and that she is ready to die, just like Rosita. But she's ready to die. She is really pissed.
Yeah, I mean that gave me some hope that she said, "Hey, Jesus, go find out where he lives at." But
she didn't even go herself. She sent somebody else.
Right.
I got that. But the part that concerns me is the fact that she hasn't done anything. Like, how they sort of build stuff up and build stuff up. To me, it seems like because she hasn't done anything, as opposed to Rosita, who at least get her.
But Rosita was she lost the one asset that they had with
and get hurt or get killed because of it.
Yeah, I'm mad at Rosita. She shouldn't have shot that.
She lost the one asset that they had with making bullets in Eugene. The one brain that any of the three communities had is now gone to Negan. So I'm sorry. She should just die already.
By doing that, they just shows that we have to go back to Oceanside. Basically, it ties back to all these seeds they're planting. We have to go back to Oceanside because we no longer have a bullet maker. Or we don't know where they could have him hiding in one of these outposts. We'll never find them. So we have to go back to him. Huh?
They have bullets, or what? I didn't watch the episode, so what happened in Oceanside?
Oceanside had a lot of guns.
Okay.
I really saw that
they had a lot of resources. And then they were very protective of their resources. So in other words, as opposed to Hilltop and Kingdom, who actually have right now, they're right now being oppressed. Oceanside basically left. They left so far out that they were basically saying, you know, Negan can't find us and we want to stay hidden. So getting them back invested into our story is more important to us now because we need them more than ever. We may not have needed them as much when we had Eugene on the back burner. We just had to get him motivated to make the bullets. But him making that bullet means he can do it. But now they take him out of our part of the story. So now we need to go back to Oceanside. We won't have a choice.
But he told Rick how to make bullets.
He gave somebody that
He did give him the
paper.
recipe. He did give him the recipe. But I still think we're going to have to go back to Oceanside. I think that's why they set it up like that.
Well, probably.
Well, yeah, we know they're going to have to tie them all together, but whether it's been done well or not is
Another question, yeah.
That's my
okay.
We're not going to see them until season 8. I'm like, who are these people?
I just think they do a really good job in 7B.
It's going to move really fast.
I'm hoping they do because at this point, if they were using this season to do a lot of building and showing us all of the different communities, then at this point we should be able to move forward without more building. At this point, if they use the A section just to build, then when B starts back, we should be ready to start making alliances and talking and communicating and moving forward with it.
I hope so.
And I also hope that this means that there won't be any filler episodes in 7B because
I'll take one filler
I hate
episode
those.
12.
Really? Oh, episode 12. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I think that'll be very funny.
At this point, we sort of have momentum. At least everybody's together in one room, but we still need to talk. And you still have different moving pieces, like the trailer alludes to. Simon is still out there, and you still have Dwight. We don't really know where he's at. Then we have Eugene in enemy camp. We don't know what he's gonna do, and Negan. So getting them all together is good, but we need to also see, while we're getting it together, what is Negan also doing?
I don't know what Negan's doing.
I hope he's in one episode next season, the last one. You guys.
I'm okay with seeing
Amen.
that cut down his dialogue
and his leaning.
But you know what?
And his face without that beard.
I want Eugene to have
He reminds me of
battle.
Was it the Munsters or whatever? The Frankenstein guy.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did you just compare him to the monster?
Yes, he's just.
Oh my god. That guy.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay, you're so wrong, but that's so true.
It's so accurate. I can just see it. Wow. Just ruined his face. I hope he doesn't look like that next half season. That's gross.
Oh my god.
But maybe Eugene will talk Negan to death and he'll be quiet or something. Who knows? I'm hoping for that now, since I wasn't able.
I'm hoping Negan's nice to him because Eugene is just like an overgrown child.
Oh, he's gonna be nice because he wants those bullets.
Well, not. I mean, he doesn't. He could torture
But if they
Eugene
follow the
to
comic,
That Eugene could make a
Eugene is not going to cooperate, so that'd be interesting to know if they're going to still keep following the comic on that part of the.
Well, Eugene's he's not above sabotage. I mean, he did it to people that he liked, so.
Oh, that's true.
Can he just blow them up?
Right.
Like, he has that capability.
Let him be a self-sacrifice in that moment.
Yeah.
No.
I think we
keep one smart person.
I mean, probably, but we know how to make bullets. We'll be okay.
Wow.
That's terrible.
Oh, wow.
You want Rosita to die?
Yeah, but Eugene has brains. What does Rosita offer besides like really bad aim and short shorts? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, and apparently boobs, I guess.
She has lovely boobs.
She was treating him really badly for those last couple episodes, for real. But
She was mean to everybody, Spencer too. But maybe that was just her truth, rather than
That's
trying
why I
to
like her.
sugarcoat it, she was just telling
She
the
ain't
truth
never
about how
been
she felt, But then she paired it up with saying, "I'm sorry." So I mean, maybe she's not as mean as she is,
It's not even about her being mean or not. I don't really. That doesn't bother me. She doesn't have
her purpose.
Something. She doesn't have a purpose. She doesn't really do anything.
She does have a purpose. She was
she's
helping the Alexandrians learn how to fight.
Okay, that was one thing she did in one episode, and no one cares about that anymore. She
tried to kill Negan.
Graze the man. She didn't even graze him though. She acted out of anger. She had a knee-jerk reaction, and she hit a fucking bat. Like she could have like grazed his face. She even made the man bleed. Like, get out of here, Rosita. Just go away.
Let me ask y'all this question. Let me ask y'all this question. Do y'all think would it be a smarter thing if Negan left some of his men at the different communities rather than coming to visit and leaving?
Let's not speak that into a thing.
Wait, what?
I'm just saying.
I didn't even hear it. What happened?
Would it be a smarter strategy from Negan's point of view to leave some of his saviors at these different communities rather than leaving?
I think he's smarter than that because they would probably turn on him, and there'd be more people against him.
But then he would have someone that could see what they're doing. So right now he sort of doesn't know what's going on until he comes to visit them. So but
he's proven that he can show up at any time.
For us, because we can do some things when he's not around. But from his point of view, wouldn't it be smarter to leave some people in place?
Well, he did mention about having a summer house in Alexandria or some shit.
He's moving in.
Yeah, he just comes by.
He did say that.
It's working for him, so he doesn't need to change it.
I think he was just trying to razzle Carl. I don't think he really needs that.
They don't even go into the kingdom.
Yeah, are they even allowed in the
kingdom? Yeah.
I think he just needs to watch Alexandria because they're crazy.
Right.
That's yes.
Everybody else is scared of him, actually, but Alexandria is like, how do we kill him?
Mm-hmm.
So he's just gonna keep showing up.
Everybody. Well, guys, I need to get going. But like the last thing I wanted to say was just like what really made me happy was everybody was hugging Michonne. Like, Sasha hugged her. I think Daryl hugged her too.
Made me cry.
Rick got his gun back. Rick got his gun back. I was screaming. That was nice. Well, no, I didn't scream.
Yeah.
I was.
Michonne kissed Daryl's cheek, and I was like, "Hold up! All right, he looks. This is fine."
Oh my god! So what?
He looked awkward doing it.
A little bit.
I was like,
he was a little cleaner.
Maybe he took a shower.
He was clean.
He didn't have a choice.
He was clean for Daryl.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but somebody needs to cut his hair. Why?
You should probably wash it
His
first.
Carl are in line.
Take a bath.
Oh, Rosita cuts hair. That catches around.
From Josh. Josh posted a little clip of Norman getting his hair straightened out. Josh, who plays Eugene, he shared a clip of the hairstylist straightening Norman hairs out, and I was like, dude, you can't just take a scissors really quick, and just do a little clip in.
But how do you straighten greasy hair? Gross.
I think they do that. I think they just do that for the show.
What was your question, Denny?
What do you do on the off season? You just wait till the episodes start back up and then we chat again?
We can have a chat during the hiatus. I was thinking probably like sometime after Christmas. We can have a chat, and if you guys want, and then we can start up again after. Oh wait, do we normally do it like after the trailer for the mid-season or something comes out? I don't remember.
I don't know if the real one. Since this break is shorter, we can just do it.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Let me know because we're traveling.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I guess
Happy
just send me
holidays, Merry
like
Christmas.
times or dates, whatever that might work for you, and then I'll make a post about it, and then we can do it before the mid-season premiere, and then we'll start back up again on Mondays during the mid-season premiere.
Okay.
Well,
and also,
is anybody going on holiday? And then just
I'm not
What'd you
going
say?
anywhere.
I missed it. What'd you say?
no, is anybody going on holiday?
Oh, no, I'll be sitting in my house.
No.
Me too.
Well, you guys have a happy holidays. Be safe.
oh, and
Happy holidays, Merry
and,
Yeah.
Christmas.
and besides to make
Happy
sure we'll be out
holidays
there.
to you too.
If you guys
What
would
was
mind
that,
voting me
Jill?
on talking, if you guys would mind voting me on Talking Dead, I'd really appreciate it. Just have to put that in
Oh
there.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're a
Yes.
finalist. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Listen, all you viewers, please go to the Talking Dead website, Ultimate Fan,
Keep us
and vote for
posted on your
Jill
progress.
and her boyfriend Brandon. Do it now.
Thank you.
We'll vote.
I don't watch
Thanks,
Chris
guys.
Hardwick. I'll vote for you. And if you're on, I'll watch.
All right.
Definitely.
Tell them not to wear those glasses again. Alrighty.
All right.
Bye.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Happy
guys.
holidays.
Thank you.
Good night. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.